Hello, everybody. My name is Harry Baker. This is Woken Spurred. I am so happy to be here with you. We are 5 of these in. I think this may be the last one before actual Greenbelt Festival replacement is happening. So we're going to have a breather before then. But I'm so happy to be here. And I've got one of my favourite poets of all time as a guest. I will kick off as usual with a couple of my own poems, trying not to repeat myself from previous episodes. I've got one of my oldest poems and one of my newest poems to do, by which I mean I finished it a couple of days ago and a couple in between. But I thought I'd start with a fave of mine, if not also yours, called The Sunshine Kid. It's the poem I named my book after that sort of reflects my general disposition. But I'm doing it this week in particular because it is summer and I'm happier when the sun shines. And so in a very literal sense, it's about sunshine, but it's also about how grateful I am to have had people support me in what I do. And especially now it feels like whilst everything's going on, supporting each other is such a crucial thing to be able to do. So this poem is called The Sunshine Kid. Old man Sunshine was proud of his son, and it brightened his day to see his little boy run. Not because of what he'd done nor the problems overcome, but that despite that his disposition remained a sunny one as it had not always been like this. There'd been times when he tried to hide his brightness, you see. Every star hits periods of hardship. It takes a brighter light to inspire them through the darkness. And if we go back to when he was born in a nebula, we know that he was never thought of as regular because he had a flair about it. To say the Midas touch is wrong, but all he went near seemed to turn a little bronze. Just this son was loved by some more than others. It was a case of Joseph and his dreamcoat and his brothers, because standing out from the crowd had its pros and its cons, and jealousy created enemies and those he outshone, such as the shadow people. Now, the shadow people didn't like the Sunshine Kid because he showed up the dark things the shadow people did. And when he shone, he showed the places where the shadow people hid. So the shadow people had an evil plan to get rid of him. First up, they made fun of his sunspots. Shooting his dreams from the sky, the words were gunshots designed to remind him he wasn't very cool. Didn't fit in with any popular kids at school. They said his head was up in space. They would bring him down to earth. Essentially, he came from nothing. That is what he was worth. He'd never get to go to university to learn, and the degrees he'd ever show would be the first degree burns from those who came too close. Told him he was too bright. That's why no one ever looked him in the eyes. His judgment became clouded. So did the sky. With evaporated tears, the sun started to cry because the sunshine kid was bright. A warm personality. And inside, he burnt savagely, hurt by the words and curses of the shadowy folk who spoke holes in his soul and left cavities. And as his heart hardened, his spark darkened. Every time they called him names, it cooled his flames. He thought they might like him if they kept his light dim, but they were busy telling lightning she had terrible aim. He could not quite get to grips with what they said. So he let his light be eclipsed by what they said. He fell into a Lone Star state like Texas, and felt like he'd been punched in his solar plexus. But that is when Little Miss Sunshine came along, singing her favorite song about how we're made to be strong and you don't have to be wrong to belong, just be true to who you are, because we are all stars at heart. And Little Miss Sunshine was hot stuff. The kind of girl, when you looked at her, you forgot stuff. But for him, there was no forgetting her. The minute he saw her image burn in his retina, she was out of this world. She accepted him. Something about this girl meant he knew whenever she was next to him, things weren't as dark as they seemed. He dared to dream. Shadows were nowhere to be seen. When she was there, he beamed and his eyes would light up in ways that can't be faked. When she grinned, her raised the tip words of hate that gave each other nicknames. They were Cool Star and Fun Sun, and gradually the shadowy damage became undone. She was one in a septillion. She was brilliant. Could turn the coldest-blooded reptilians vermilion, loved by billions, from Chileans to Brazilians, and taught the Sunshine Kid the meaning of resilience. She said that all the darkness in the world could not put out the light from a single candle. So how the hell could they handle your light? Only you can choose to dim it, and the sky is the limit. So silence the critics by burning. And if eyes are windows to the soul, then she drew back the curtains and let the sun shine through the hurting. So in a universe of adversity, these stars stuck together. And though days became nights, the memories would last forever, whether the weatherman said it or not. It would be fine, because from behind the clouds, the kid could still shine. Yes, the sunshine kid was bright, with a warm personality. And inside he burnt savagely, fueled by the fire inspired across galaxies, by the girl who showed him belief. Thank you very much. So that poem was about other people believing in you. This poem is about believing in yourself, specifically in, believing about your own self-image, self-worth, and specifically for me, believing in the power of my own knees. I have very good knees. I won't be showing them on the stream to add a level of intrigue, but I have written a poem about them to try and just get across sort of how powerful they are. So I hope that the raw energy of this is palatable for you. I hope that it's not too much. Maybe it is worth sort of sitting down, getting a drink nearby. But this is a poem about my knees, and it goes like this. I have incredible knees. Such is the legend of my knees that bees use these as a point of comparison. When insects come across a particularly great leaf or piece of dirt, they turn to one another and say, now this is the Hari's knees. I have incredible knees. Such is the appeal of my knees that any day whiled away in long shorts with a slight breeze runs the risk of becoming a 1954 Marilyn Monroe style photo opportunity. I just have incredible knees. Sometimes when I walk along, I will catch their reflection in a shop window or a puddle, or the tear-filled eyes of a passerby, and think, you know what? Yes. Each time a stranger sees my knees, they fight the urge to seize my knees. Campaigns are made to free my knees. When I die, they might freeze my knees. Knee-yo was so sick of love songs till he saw my knee-yo. My knees make your knees weak at the knees. For my knees, your knees get down on one knee. They ask my knees to join your knees in holy matrimony. My knees said, wait and see. My knees have been known to tease. Such is the stress level when my kneecaps lock that sufficiently express that you would need caps lock. Academics have proposed theses to make my knees a protected species. My knees say they don't need protecting. Thank you, they do as they please. I just have incredible knees. Websites discuss conspiracy theories of whether there exists a miracle knee gene or if it is more akin to jinn or genie. If you had 3 wishes, would you wish for these knees? Yes, please. You cannot synthesize what lies between my shins and thighs. I've met insurance companies concerned that I might bump my knees. They said that they could cover me. I said, your love don't come for free. Don't ask my knees to bend and snap. You know my knees don't bend like that. One time I tried to use these knees to stunt double George Clooney's knees. But a few seconds through these scenes, he asked to reconvene. He said they were upstaging him. I tended to agree. I just have incredible knees. I just have incredible knees. Knee, 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 knees, knee, 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 knees, knees. And then that just sort of repeats. The whole stadium joins in. Knee, 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 knee. And that is the end of the poem. Fun story attached to that poem. I performed it in the Playhouse at Greenbelt to 800 people. So really got my kind of Beatles moment. And I thought what would be nice, rather than everyone feeling insecure about their knees compared to mine, is if everyone picked a part of their own body that they were particularly proud of and sort of shouted it out to the tune of Hey Jude whilst I did the knee thing. And it's not a very British thing to do. A lot of people were hesitant. So there was a moment when everyone was supposed to sort of shout that, and most people hesitated, apart from my uncle, who shouted out, chest, chest, much to the amusement of people around him. So it's not a trap, but if you are at home, feel free to sort of think about what it is you do value about yourselves. Thank you for listening to me. I will be back with some more poems, but before then, I'm thrilled to bring to you this week's very special guest. It is the fantastic Zia Ahmed, who has performed at Greenbelt a few times. The first time I remember, you came with Sean Mahoney
Yeah.
well as doing part of Woken Spurred, you two just had an hour set between you to fill that involved some sketches, some thought-provoking pieces of art, I don't know what to call them, and that's one of my favourite Greenway moments to look back on. Since then you've come back and you've been amazing multiple times, but thank you for being here today. How are you?
I'm cool, man. Thanks for inviting me. It was 90 minutes.
90 minutes? That's a long time to do poems.
It was 90 minutes. I mean, it's one of the most memorable and joyful gigs. To do 90 minutes of material. You're not getting 90 minutes today, but it's yeah. No, I loved it, and yeah, being back, it's the vibe, especially for the poetry tent, is not. It's like nuts. The amount of people, crazy.
I feel like when I first started inviting poets to Greenbelt, I felt like I had to give a disclaimer of sort of like, hey, do you want to come and perform at this Christian Arts Festival? But it's not as weird as it sounds. Really, like people who have come have all loved it. And so now I feel like it's a real treat to be able to invite people to an audience like that. And you're very happy to bring back. Are you up for the poems? If I just sort of disappear into the background.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yo, hello everyone. I have yeah, I don't have any plants, but this wallpaper will do for now. So I'm just gonna get into it. So yeah, this piece is called Mango. Mango. Mango writes something, and white mango, I don't know. Maybe this needs a symbol to represent the exotic. Something like a mango. Mango into bar, and bar mango, wide along mango. Snap poll. Which races do you want on your banknote? They give you the default sitar solo, aka Indian banjo. Election time. Gotta hang low. Sky's telling me to go back home. Type NW2, what does your sat nav show? Are you indigenous though? Are you indigenous though? If not, you better be vigilant, bro. Or what? I think that I'm invisible. No, I think that I'm a mythical creature. Working class black, working class brown. You don't seem to have any worth in your towns. I know in the old days everything was okay. I saw it in a documentary called Mary Poppins. Super cala, fragilistic, expiali mango. Mr. Englishman, which part of England do you grow them leaves that make your famous English breakfast tea? English like a cheeky Nando's. English like cutting through your country as if it were a mango. When it comes to hear us, people in power go seem to cut their ear off. Like Van Gogh or Van Gogh. Power corrupts. You already killed Duncan, you might as well kill Banquo. Scaramouche. Scaramouche. Will you do the fandango? Are you gonna bang? Are you gonna bang? No. No. Islamism is the new communism. It's time to reboot Rambo. Skies are grey. Today they won't have drones. Today they still have phones. Nah, I need to have a word with the Espirito Santo. The meaning of life's got to be more than a series of portmanteaus. Jabberwocky, never straight, Negro, Blanco. Hold the baby in my arms. She don't weigh much more than a box of mangoes. He smiles. I have love. I have hope. I have life and I will fight for days and nights that taste sweeter than. Yo, bro, that's mango. Alright, this I'm gonna read this. Sorry, I can. So okay, is so I that piece was put to a track. Oh yeah, a bit. Uh, what's the sound like? If it's muffled, yes, yeah, let me know, please. So yeah, there was them words were put on a track by a guy called Sarati Korwa, and there was like a review of of it which singled out Mango, and it was saying how Britain's made strides because on the new £20 note, JMW Turner's going to be the face. So that means Britain's doing good now. So I wrote that was aimed at Churchill being on the fiver, and yeah, for me, yeah, Churchill's not that cool a guy. So yeah, this track was made in response. I'm just gonna read the lyrics. This is called Turner on the 20. Turner on the 20. Turner on the score. Chin up, mate. It's better than before. Turner on the 20. Turner on the score. Chin up, mate. Better than before. Is Britain racist? 100%. Is that what you meant? 100% racist. 100% leaving. 100% halal. 100% vegan. 100% plant-based. 100% Australian points-based. 100% historically accurate. Turner on the 20. Turner on the score. Cheer up, mate. It's better than before. Turner on the 20. Turner on the score. Cheer up, mate. It's better than before. I don't see race. I just see mates. I don't see race. I just see mates. I don't see race. I just see land of hope and glory. Land for all our stories. Land for all our emblems. Land for referendums. Land of the tolerant. Land of the sovereign. Land of the moderates. Land of no othering. Happy Christmas. Racism is over. Happy Diwali. Racism is over. Happy Eid. Racism is over. Happy Hanukkah. Racism is over. Turner on the 20. Turner on the score. Move on, mate. It's better than before. Turner on the 20. Turner on the score. Move on, mate. It's better than before. Do the Turner. Do the Turner. Turn around now. Do the Turner. Do the Turner. Do the Turner. One more time now. Do the Turner. Turn to the left. Turn to the right. Turn to the alt-right. Turn to the fascists. Do the Turner. Do the Turner. Turn around now. Do the Turner. Forget the darker days and just dance the past away. Churchill on the fiver. Don't let it trouble you. Because now we got JMW. Yep. Yeah. Right. This piece is called Birthright. I guess it's about climate and climate justice. That was the provocation, and this is what come up. Who owns this land? There is a green mark on it. Mi casa es su casa, says the man who stole your land. Mi casa es su casa, says the man who sold your land. Is this tattoo henna or ink? Does it fade? Who remembers all of those patterns that we made? Let's not talk about race. Let's not talk about class. Let's not talk about faith. Let's not talk about caste. The motherland, the fatherland, the tick box of a land, the farmer's land. His mouth is a crack from the drought that attacked. Blood is thicker than water. Oil is thicker than blood. Water is quicker than both. And when you get hit with a flood, you'll get caught in the mud and you won't be able to run. Does the ice stitch itself back together? Does the forest stitch itself back together? Does the land stitch itself back together? Do people stitch themselves back together? 100 degrees turns to hunger and grief. What's the world gonna look like from under the sea? How did it get so deep when we all saw it start to creep? Higher and higher, water and fire. Higher and higher, water and fire. Yeah, cheers. So I'm gonna do some more stuff. Cool, man. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a go. Yeah. So yeah, during lockdown, got into ASMR. So this I don't know if you can see it. Oh man, I don't know where the camera is. Oh no. I'm just gonna play it. So this was like pub ASMR. I mean, I don't drink or anything, but I do like. So I would put on this like YouTube video of like pub sounds and just sort of chill. Also, yeah. But it did help. It did help at the start. So let's get it back on there. So yeah, I'm just gonna read a bunch of short things. Hopefully to the ASMR. And yeah. All right, 1. Traffic jam at the intersection. White girl tells black boy he's mansplaining racism. 2. Therapy. Doctor, I feel like a pair of curtains. Here's some Prozac. 3. It's a wonderful life. If you tied up all the frown lines in London, I reckon you could actually lasso the moon. 4. Cash and carry. Where I come from, Bond looks like the Bond villains, and the Bond villains look like Bond. 5. Sinatra. If you hold your tongue for too long, you might lose it. 6. stars in their eyes. God is holy. If God made me in their image, is God lonely? 7. Dessert. You can have your cake and eat it. Just don't blame anyone else if you get diabetes. 8. Old Boys Club. Man walks into bar, lowers it. 9. Interview. This glass ceiling, I'm sick of it. I'm feeling to throw a brick at it. Shit, it's shatterproof. And the brick that you threw, it's coming right back at you. 10. San Pellegrino. When life throws you lemons, it hurts. Especially when they're not ripe. Don't believe the hype. Homemade lemonade is not profitable. Especially the metaphorical kind. Yeah. All right. Gonna thank you for listening, and yeah, there's a link to it's to a charity which people I know run and do stuff with like fundraising for like Rohingya and raising awareness of like Bangladesh and situations happening in India with like sort of cleansing of Muslim people. Yeah, so yeah, if anyone feels to give any money to that, that'll be cool. Is that over? I was gonna read a quick one, but
yeah. Do one more, please.
Like 2.5 minutes is all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sorry, but just sorry. I shouldn't have faffed with the YouTube. I'm sorry, man. All right, this is home. I'm running like thoughts, running from thoughts, rattling from the constant battling, broken pieces, floating tokens, token gestures, token jester, open sesame, Alibaba, 40 thieves, 40 grievances, I got nothing to pledge allegiance with, trapped in a box, ballerina chopped off in place of Bungra man. Dance, monkey, dance to the music of the snake charmer. I am Karma. I am Kama Sutra. I am Nita Honey 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 Mutea Munde Atabachkiri. I'm your gap year. You said you were lost. I hope you found yourself. I'm Slumdog Millionaire, Downward Dog, 8-headed God. I am Shiva, Al Qaeda. I am auditioning for the role of Terrorist 1. Yeah, I can do that in an Arabic accent. I am Ganges, I am Gandhi, I am Jinnah, I am 5 pillars, I am Sinner, I am cinnamon, I am cardamom, I am not invited to the Houses of Parliament. I'm Sharif, don't like it, rock the Casbah, stop the fatwa. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. I am England. I am England shirt made in Bangladesh. I'm Brick Lane. I'm Curry House of the year 2005. I'm Rogan Josh. I'm so damn lost. I'm so damn lost. I'm just looking for a shape that's whole. Looking for a place that's home. Mera chuta hai Japani. Home is where your heart is. Ye patloon Englistani. Now home is where your heart lifts. Sar pe lal topi Rusi. Now home is where your ass fits. फिर भी दिल है, फिर भी दिल है. Cool, man. Thank you very much. Cheers, Harry, man. And
Thank you so much, Zia. Always a pleasure. Yeah, Zia chose his link to be the charity that's in the box below. Do follow him on all sorts of social media. Just before lockdown, I got to go and see your play at the Bush Theatre, which was
Yeah.
amazing, and to see your words in that context was just brilliant. So please,
Yeah.
keep doing what you do. But yeah, thanks for joining me on this, and hopefully
Yeah.
you in person at some point when we're allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just finish off with 2 poems. This one is newer. It's called Unashamed, and I've gone through a few processes during lockdown, lots of time to write. Started off very earnest, became completely frivolous, made some German pop bangers, don't worry about it. And then I've sort of come out the other side of that and tried to think about why I do what I do, what I want to say, and kind of carrying on from themes in poems such as The Sunshine Kids. I just think coronavirus lockdown has heightened so much. And one thing I think it's heightened for me is seeing the capacity that people have for both brilliant and terrible things. And I think if supported, if encouraged, if given the right love, whatever it may be, I think we can all thrive and should be able to. And so this is kind of trying to encourage that on a personal level, at least. Hopefully I can remember it. And if not, it's a strong reminder that this is live and not pre-recorded. It's not your job to make others feel more comfortable. You need not dull your glow in the hope they might see. You need not water down your core to be more palatable. May you be the you that you need you to be, unashamed. We cannot help how others see us, but we may well try our hardest. How we see ourselves can free ourselves to be ourselves regardless. Home is where you can be open-hearted. Whether trapped or trapeze artist, all comes down to how we're harnessed. I'm trying to free my roots. Like playing past the parcel packed with parsnips when the music stops and no one's watching, will you keep on dancing? This is how you know it's live. Let us decorate and garnish any reputations tarnished, because despite it all, I still fancy our chances. We got it back. Let us not file away our edges in an effort to be smooth. When the records show the dents at how you get into the groove, all that energy invested in the editing of you, I hope one day you'll let it loose and let me be there when you do. Because in the moment when your guard slipped for a second or two, I could have sworn I caught a glimpse and I saw heaven in you, unashamed. The only time I'll care if you've lost weight is shedding expectation. Unless you're Senator or Ghana, there's no point adopting layers when the heart of you is the part of you that's blazing. And others may have tried to hide your light. You may have joined in this yourself, but joy of joys, the joy of joy is it will not be overwhelmed. You could be static, or your static could cause lightning storms. Whether it's lions or it's iron, or your core contains all types of raw. If we can't see it in ourselves, then what is brightness for? We do those closest to us a disservice if we only ever let them see the small of us. If we can open up enough to let them get beneath the surface, there's so much more to love if we trust them with all of us. The flaws in us, the force of us, the full-on awe of us, the rise and fall of us, the wise and fool in us, yes, all of us, the fine and coarse of us, the fine print in the claws of us, the fire imprinted in our blood cells as they course in us, the core of us, the slightly awkward us. The mouth goes dry when I try talking us, the not sure why, but tonight I'm on form of us, it's all in us. Regrets that haunted us, the lessons taught to us, the thoughts that torture us, the tightrope life kept taught for us, the morning that seems daunting till it dawns on us that there is more adored in us than simply what's adorning us. The times others have thought of us, the times they fought for us, because if anyone's worth fighting for, of course it's us, it's always us, the long and short of us, the not so sure of us. It's not an either or, it's all of the above and more to us. So call it what you want, there's something calling us, and sure enough, I've caught enough of you to know that you're enough. Whatever boxes they may try to stop you with. Instead of building up a fort, let's try a rocket ship. Take off with it. The best bits of your story are still yet to be unfurled. You are the caterpillar that becomes the butterfly that flaps its wings to cause an earthquake halfway around the world. And you do not owe it to me. You don't even owe it to you. But if you want it, then deep down, I hope you know it to be true. You are amazing. And if they dare to rain on your parade, let it remind you how much fun it is to party in the rain. May you take up space and stay there, unashamed. Thank you so much. I will finish on one more. I'm going to pretend it's relevant because Zia mentioned dessert, but I'll be honest, I plan to do this anyway because part of not having an audience means you have to entertain yourself. One thing I remember a line from one of Zia's poems which says, I like big puns and I cannot lie. And I think I share that love. And this poem, it's not even a poem, this work of powerful literary art is based on a pun, because I was once listening to Ed Sheeran's song 18, and in it there's a line that goes, it's too cold outside for angels to fly. I always thought it sounded a lot like, it's too cold outside for angel delight, which is sort of a favourite dessert of mine growing up. So I thought, what if there was someone out there brave enough to take on such a subject matter? And so this is my version of Ed Sheeran's 18, slightly edited to be about dessert. Many people have not been able to tell the difference, but I will be playing the role of guitar and also Ed. So try not to get too overwhelmed by that. Dun 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 dun. White lips, cream tart. This is where our love starts. Baby cakes, sweetheart. Dun, 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 dun. Started out sickly sweet. You were my ickle treat. Good enough to eat. Dun, 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 dun. And they say she's looking kind of tasty, crumbling like pastry. Love covers me like icing while I sing. Her face seems to infiltrate my sweet dreams. My heart melts like ice cream while I scream. Every day's a Sunday for us because we were just on a profiterole. You bring the spoon and I'll bring the bowl. I don't want to fudge this up tonight because I gave you my heart on a plate. You ate it up like some chocolate cake. Now it's too cold outside for my angel delight. Dun, 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 dun. It started out so sweet, now it's an eaten mess. But desserts backwards, you got me stressed. It can lead to heartache when it is a half-baked city parfait. No, this is digest and I don't want to be a flake, but I think we need a break. You say I'm a fruitcake and I give you toothache, it's too late. There is a bun in the oven. This relationship's gone stale, no loving. And they say she's looking kind of tasty, crumbling like pastry. Love covers me like icing while I sing. Her face seems to infiltrate my sweet dreams. My heart melts like ice cream while I scream. Every day's a Sunday for us, a recipe for disaster. And no amount of sugar could cast a spell to glaze over the cracks. Relationship got sticky like a flapjack. Me rang, but you never rang back. You took a slice out of my heart like a pie chart. This Viennetta vendetta's tearing us apart. So yes, I screamed as she ran out the cart door. Why are you being such a tart for? You're taking the biscuit. We need a banana split. Now I'm a single cream, no longer whipped. I'm an apple turnip and leaf that's got petty like faloo. So you know what, Claire? It's time to desert you. So I'm putting you in your place. You'll get your just desserts. This is a trifling case. Well, I guess justice hurts and tiramisuing you to get custody. It's pavlova. You're muffin to me. And they say she's looking kind of tasty, crumbling like pastry. Love covers me like icing while I sing. Her face seems to infiltrate my sweet dreams. My heart melts like ice cream while I scream. Every day's a Sunday for us because we were just on a profiterole. I brought the spoon and you brought the bowl. I wish we hadn't fudged it up that night, because I gave you my heart on a plate. You ate it up like some chocolate cake. Now it's too cold outside for my angel delight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in for this one, for all of the other ones. Huge thank you for Greenbook for putting this on and just putting out loads of amazing stuff. Please do check out their Facebook, YouTube for previous things of this, and also The Rising and the other amazing things they're doing. I know there are big plans for Greenbelt Weekend, as it is known in my life. So please do keep your eye out for those things. Otherwise, huge thank you from me to you, to Zia, to everyone involved. Thank you so much. There are links below if you want to give money to me or to Zia's charity of choice. Otherwise, enjoy your Tuesdays, enjoy your weeks, enjoy your lives, and I will hopefully see you again through a screen or in a field at some point in the future. Thank you. Bye.